The parking lot behind Maple and Clay Cafe was usually calm in the evenings. Just the soft hum of streetlights and the distant noise of the city settling down. But tonight, as Ria Navarro stepped out the back door after closing, she felt something different in the air. A heaviness, a quiet she didn't trust. She tossed the trash bag into the dumpster, dusted her hands, and turned to head back inside when she heard it. A sound so soft she almost thought she imagined it. A muffled, broken sob. Ria froze. It was coming from the far corner of the lot, from a faded blue sedan she'd seen 1,000 times, from a man she knew only from the way he always avoided eye contact and tipped too generously. Kai Mercer, the quiet single dad who picked up takeout every other night. The man whose eyes always carried exhaustion. The man whose little boy, Milo, clung to his leg like he was the safest place in the world. Kai never spoke much, he never lingered. So the sound of him crying, truly crying, felt like overhearing a prayer that wasn't meant for anyone else. Ria hesitated. She didn't want to intrude, but the pain in that sound, it wasn't something she could walk away from. She stepped closer, slow, gentle. The car windows were fogged, the driver's silhouette shaking slightly. She lifted a hand and tapped on the glass, just once. The sobbing cut off instantly. Seconds later, the window rolled down halfway. Kai's face appeared eyes red, lashes wet, breaths uneven. He swiped at his cheeks like he was wiping away evidence. "Ria," he managed, voice cracking. "I am sorry, I didn't know anyone was still out here." She shook her head. "Don't apologize. Are you okay?" His lips twitched in a sad, broken attempt at a smile. "Do I look okay?" "No," she whispered. "You don't." Kai exhaled shakily, looking down. "Didn't mean to scare you." "You didn't." She stepped closer, resting a hand on the window frame. "Kai, what happened?" He swallowed hard, throat bobbing. For a moment, she thought he wouldn't answer. Then he rasped. "Today, they tried to take him away." Ria's breath froze. "Milo." Kai nodded, jaw trembling. "What do you mean, take him away?" He pressed his palms over his eyes. "Child services, they showed up at the school, said someone filed a complaint." "Complaint about what?" "That I'm not fit," he whispered. "That I'm unstable, that I can't provide for him anymore." Ria's stomach dropped. "That's not true," she said fiercely. "You're a good father, anyone can see that." Kai let out a humorless laugh. "Maybe you can, but the world doesn't care what you can see. They care about paperwork and bank statements." Ria crouched beside the car so they were eye level. "Tell me what happened." Kai hesitated. His hands shook as he lowered them. "I got laid off last month," he said softly. "I've been working every side job I can find, driving deliveries, cleaning offices at night, but the daycare noticed the late payments, and someone decided that meant Milo was better off somewhere else." Ria's throat tightened painfully. He wasn't just sad, he was terrified. "I don't have family," he whispered. "Just him. He's all I've got." "And you're all he has," she said gently. Kai looked away, jaw clenching. "I thought I could handle everything. I thought I could protect him. But today, when they questioned him at school..." His voice cracked. "He cried for me, and I wasn't there." Ria's chest tightened so hard, she had to grip the car door to steady herself. "Kai," she whispered, "look at me." He did, eyes red, but open, vulnerable. "You didn't fail, Milo." "But he's scared," Kai said, voice splintering. "And I can't fix it. I don't know if I can protect him from this." Ria's heart twisted. This wasn't just a man crying. This was a father trying not to break in front of the world. She reached through the open window and gently placed her hand over his trembling one. "You're not alone," she said softly. Kai stared at her, really stared like no one had said those words to him in years. Maybe ever. "Rhea," his voice was barely audible. "Why are you doing this?" "Because someone should be on your side." Tears welled again, but he didn't look away this time. He let her see him raw, hurting, desperate. And then he confessed what he'd been holding in his chest like a buried grenade. "I'm scared they're right," he whispered, "that I'm not enough for him." Rhea shook her head instantly. "No, don't ever say that. You don't know everything about me." "Then tell me," she said, steady, unwavering. "Tell me now." Kai stared at her for a long, trembling moment. Then he finally opened the door, letting her into his world, not with words, but with the quietest, most broken truth she'd ever heard. "I've been trying to save him alone, but I don't think I can anymore." Rhea's breath caught. Because in that moment, she knew this wasn't a conversation. It was a beginning she never expected, a beginning he never asked for, a beginning that would pull her into Kai's life in a way neither of them could walk back from. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Kai sat in the driver's seat, red-eyed and exhausted, while Rhea stood outside the open door, one hand still resting over his. A small connection, fragile and trembling, held them suspended, between fear and something deeper neither dared to name. "Come sit," Kai murmured, shifting slightly. "You shouldn't be standing out here in the cold." Rhea hesitated, but the look in his eyes wasn't a request. It was a plea not to disappear the moment he opened up, so she slid into the passenger seat. The warmth of the car didn't match the tension in the air, but she could feel Kai relax by inches at the sound of the door closing. As if just her presence kept the rest of his world from falling apart, he rubbed the back of his neck. "I didn't mean for you to see me like that." She turned toward him. "Everyone falls apart, Kai. The only difference is who sees it." He let out a shaky breath. "Yeah, but you weren't supposed to." Rhea's voice softened. "Then maybe I was exactly the one who should." Kai covered his face with one hand, shoulders trembling again, but this time not from shame, from relief. Like someone had lifted a weight he didn't know how to put down until now. "When they took Milo into that office," he whispered, "I felt like I was watching him slip away. Like the last person I love in this world was just being pulled out of my hands." Rhea swallowed hard. "Kai, listen to me." She leaned in slightly, her voice steady even though her heart was racing. "You haven't lost him. They can't just take your son because you're struggling financially. That's not how this works." "But it is how they start the process," he said. "One complaint, one missed payment, one visit, and suddenly you're fighting a system you can't afford to lose to." His voice cracked on the last word. Rhea reached over and gently rested her hand on his arm. "Then you're not fighting it alone." Kai stiffened not from fear, but from the shock of hearing those words. Slowly, he looked at her, really looked. His voice came out low, almost a whisper. "Why are you doing this for me?" Rhea didn't answer at first. Not because she didn't know, because she did all too well. She had watched him for months. The way he knelt to tie Milo's shoelaces, the exhausted but determined smile at pickup time, the way he always bought an extra muffin just in case Milo wanted one later. She had seen him love. She had seen him parent with everything he had, even when he had nothing left, and maybe she had fallen just a little in love with that. "Because you're a good father," she said softly. "Because Milo needs you, and because—" She stopped. Kai's breath hitched. "Because what?" Her chest tightened. "Because you looked like you were drowning tonight, and I couldn't walk away." Kai's eyes glistened again, but not with the same broken hopelessness from before. This time there was something warmer behind them. "I don't know what I did to deserve someone like you showing up right now," he murmured. "You don't have to deserve it." He reached toward her hesitant, slow, then pulled his hand back, as if thinking better of it. But Rhea caught his wrist gently. He froze. Their eyes locked in the quiet glow of the dashboard lights. And with a trembling voice, Kai whispered the words that would change everything. "I'm scared I'll lose him, and scared I'll lose you before I ever get the chance to know you." Rhea's breath caught, her heart stumbling painfully. "Kai," she whispered, "you're not losing me." He closed his eyes, the tension in his body loosening at her promise. Outside, the streetlights hummed. Inside, the car felt too small for the emotions suddenly filling it. Rhea squeezed his hand. "We're figuring this out," she said, "together." For the first time that night, Kai let out a breath that sounded like hope. Hope he never expected. Hope he didn't know how to ask for. Hope he found only because she happened to walk out that door. And just like that, Rhea wasn't just someone who saw him cry. She was someone he let into his life, someone he wasn't ready to lose, someone he didn't have to.